For thousands of years, the myth of the Tower of Babel has served as humanity's oldest explanation for a persistent friction point: language barriers. Historically, the inability to speak a common tongue has been framed as a curse. It acts as a strict limit on societal unity. Historically slow in trade, of lines of code with advanced silicon processors, developers promise to finally cure this ancient division, allowing anyone on Earth to collaborate seamlessly. We are closer than ever to engineering a universal translator. But as we rush to eliminate the friction of language, we are finding that bypassing the struggle to understand each other carries unexpected costs to human connection. To understand why, we have to look at the mechanical reality of how a large language model actually works. We are replacing physical architecture with digital data architecture. This diagram illustrates how these models are trained. You have a central processing core, and flowing into it are thousands of varying data streams. Each stream represents the massive volume of text and speech scraped from the internet in different global languages. Because the system requires billions of data points to function accurately, it inherently prioritizes the languages with the largest digital footprint. The system filters out endangered or highly complex languages, disconnecting them to leave an overwhelmingly thick stream of English and a few other dominant tongues to train the core. Linguists call this outcome a linguistic monoculture. The machine is shaped almost entirely by the cultural assumptions, syntax, and biases embedded in a small handful of widely spoken languages. The mathematical reality is that artificial intelligence is not bridging the global language gap. It is forcing global communication through a digital bottleneck, establishing a technical hegemony where everyone must conform to the logic of the dominant language to be understood by the machine. This centralization scales toward the ultimate tech industry goal: artificial general intelligence, or AGI. From a computational linguistics perspective, reaching AGI involves distilling trillions of global conversations into a single standardized mathematical space. This process attempts to replicate human logic and emotion through code, creating a centralized oneness that treats all human expression as a single executable standard. If a universal, AI-mediated language becomes the standard interface for global thought, we risk losing culturally unique patterns of reasoning. Different languages inherently structure logic, time, and human relationships differently. The promise is that a unified computational standard will enable massive digital collaboration. In practice, centralizing all human expression through a single technological filter creates a rigid system where individual cognition is forced to align with the programming. The pursuit of a universal mind through AGI is an attempt to flatten human cognitive diversity into a singular, manageable output. We can already see the effects of this digital architecture in how we interact online every day, long before AGI is fully realized. This network of users interacts with AI algorithms, processing behavioral data to draw curated paths for tailored information. Continually reinforcing preferences, the algorithm builds impenetrable barriers around you, isolating you from cognitive friction, trapping you in a personalized echo chamber. This technology creates a distinct irony. AI provides the tools to talk to anyone on Earth, but it simultaneously engineers digital spaces where we only hear our own version of the truth. Instead of curing the historical confusion of human miscommunication, AI algorithms have perfectly automated it. We have successfully engineered a digital Babel. We are now living inside that digital tower. We have the processing capability to instantly translate the literal vocabulary of any dominant language into another without a second thought. Linguists argue that language serves as a complex framework for culture. It is an intricate system of meaning where every word carries historical weight and social nuance, elements that direct translation algorithms bypass. Treating human communication strictly as a data processing task leads to a collapse of shared meaning. We can read the translated text, but we completely fail to grasp the intent behind it. To find actual comprehension, we have to look away from the code and examine the mechanics of human interaction. Learning a new language or carefully navigating a misunderstanding with someone requires active effort. You have to admit your own ignorance, ask questions, and adjust your perspective to accommodate theirs. That specific friction, the struggle to understand someone whose mind organizes the world differently than yours does, is the exact mechanism that generates cultural empathy. Outsourcing that friction to an algorithm gives us speed and convenience. The price we pay for that convenience is our capacity for deep, resilient human connection. True human unity doesn't come from a machine flattening our differences into a single frictionless code. It is forged through the profoundly human effort required to cross the divide ourselves.